This conference will now be recorded.
Hello? Only 16 are there in the class. Hello? How are you all?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
All your classmates are safe?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes,
following?
sir.
Yeah, it is
How are
difficult
you,
time for
sir?
everyone. I'm fine. All are fine in the college.
Why are you laughing?
Okay, your family members are fine. Okay. So it is difficult time for everyone, right? It is difficult time for everyone. So it is difficult time. So now next we'll go with bioisostates. So what are the bioisostates? Hello? What are bioisostates? What are isoters? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What are isoters?
ISO?
Isoters or bioisosterism?
Sir, I can't get you clearly. ISO?
Bioisoters. Are you seeing the
ISO.
screen here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, they have same physical and
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Bioisoters are chemical substances.
Similar shape. ISO.
Yeah, just to discuss, so you can understand. Bioisoters are chemical substituents or groups with similar physical or chemical properties which produce broadly similar biological properties to another chemical compound. Right? For example, if you take benzene, right? Benzene is aromatase, where its bioisoster compound is thiophene. Thiophene and benzene are bioisoters because in their electronic outer configuration, the electronic configuration is similar. In the outer shell of the compound, their electronic configuration is similar. Therefore, benzene is isoster of the thiophene. Therefore, you can say definition: bioisoters are chemical substituents or groups with similar physical or chemical properties which produce broadly similar biological properties to another chemical compound. When you replace that substituent, it will become a different chemical compound. But the activity, it should be similar to the parent compound. So that is a concept. It is called as bioisosterism. In drug design, the purpose of exchanging one bioisoster from another is to enhance the desired biological or physical properties of a compound. Right? It has some concept in drug design. Bioisoster concept is exchanging one bioisoster for another is to enhance the desired biological or physical properties of a compound without making significant changes in chemical structure. Without making significant changes in chemical structure. The main use of this term and this technique are related to pharmaceutical sciences. Main its application is It is related to pharmaceutical sciences. It is used to reduce the toxicity. Hello. Bioestrogens is used to reduce the toxicity, change bioavailability,
Yes.
or modify the activity of the lead compound, or modify the activity of the lead compound, and may alter the metabolism of the lead. Right. So we'll take some examples in the future slides. Next coming slides. Compounds are groups that possess near equal molecular shapes and volumes, approximately the same distribution of electrons. I told you, in the outer shell of the electron configuration, it should be similar. That is, they are called as isosters. So their concept you are applying for the system. Therefore, it is called as bioisosterism, and therefore it has similar properties. Why you want to go for bioisters? Why you want to go for bioisters? You see the one figure there in the picture. Soluble and potent. So potency, ideal potency, that look for, then optimal compromise solutions, and ideal solubility. As you increase on going on increasing solubility, means it has compound has ideal solubility, definitely compound will become more potent. Therefore, why bioesters? These are some of the following appropriate properties can be applied. One is improved selectivity. One is improved selectivity and fewer side effects, decrease toxicity. You can reduce the toxicity of the compound if it is more, or if it is having more toxicity, that you can reduce, and maybe reduce the side effects. Not completely eliminate side effects, but it has some side effects. And improved pharmacokinetic studies, that is, increase the solubility or hydrophobicity. Increase the solubility with respect to hydrophobicity. Next point is increased metabolic stability. So you can increase the stability of the compound if it is not stable. And simplified synthetic routes. Sometimes it also plays a major role in the pharmaceutical industry to prepare the active pharma ingredients. You have to go for simplified routes for synthesis. Then patented lead compounds can be generated with bioisosterism. The utility of bioisters means where they are used. They are used in the following manner. The development and application of bioisters have been adopted as a fundamental tactical approach useful to address a number of aspects associated with the design and development of drug candidates. The utility of these bioisters have been adopted as a fundamental tactical approach. That what approach? It is useful to address a number of aspects associated with the design and development of drug candidate. So finally, your aim is to produce the drug candidate. To produce the drug candidate, you can use this bioisosterism concept. Even this utility of bioisters is extended to improving potency, enhancing selectivity, altering physical properties, reducing or redirecting metabolism, eliminating or modifying toxic force, acquiring novel intellectual property. And these bioisosterisms, they are classified into two classes. One is classical bioisosters, second is non-classical bioisosters. Bioisosterism, I'll repeat again, classified into two main classes. One is classical bioisosters, second one is non-classical bioisosters. Again, under classical, there will be 5 classes. One is monovalent atoms or groups, divalent atoms are groups, trivalent atoms are groups, tetravalent atoms, ring equivalents. Coming to non-classical bioisosterism, cyclic versus non-cyclic functional groups or retroisosterism. Retroisosterism. See the table there. We have given some examples. Classic bioisosteric groups and atoms, and monovalent examples: hydroxy, amino, methyl, or ether. Monovalent: hydroxy, amino, methyl, or ether. Another is fluorine, bromine, iodide, mercapto, and phenyl. Another is triselenium and substituted mercapto group, SR. That is, they are all example for the monovalent. Monovalent in the sense, if there is a hydroxy group on the compound, you want to improve its bioavailability or its reduced toxicity, you can go for hydroxy group. Instead of hydroxy, you can go for methyl. That is a monovalent. Or hydroxy group replaced with bromide, like that. Hydroxy group replaced with mercapto, that is SH, right? Like that, you can go for replacement. That is nothing but, if you look at this monovalent atoms, hydroxy, amine, methyl, or ether, if you see their outer electronic configuration, they have similar configuration. You see the outer shell, they are having similar electronic configuration. Coming next, divalent, that is methylene, CH2. Then there is oxygen, then sulfur, selenium, right? These are examples for divalent. So if you want to replace this methylene by oxygen, yes, you can do it. If you want to replace this methylene by sulfur, yes, it is a divalent. Methylene, CH, single bond CH2 single bond can be replaced with single bond, yes, single bond. That is the same concept you are applying for the, I told you example, benzene and thiophene. Even thiophene is a impurity which is present in the benzene. When you extract when you take out the hydrocarbon from the petroleum products, when you take out hydrocarbon, that is from the petroleum products, so when it comes, benzene will come with thiophene as a isomer. So it best way is, how do you remove this thiophene in the benzene as an impurity or isosterism? Hello? Hello? Hello, students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
How do you remove from the benzene? Benzene is there, you know benzene, it is a hydrocarbon.
Okay, sir.
That benzene contains thiophene as an impurity. Then how do you remove that thiophene? Any idea? Best is, I'll tell you, you can remove thiophene in benzene as an isoter if it is present as an impurity. Add sulfuric acid. Add concentrated sulfuric acid. So thiophene will soluble in sulfuric acid, so it can be removed easily. Right? Understood? Add sulfuric acid to benzene, where thiophene will come into, because that is soluble in sulfuric acid. That will come as a impurity. Okay. Now we'll come to next trivalent, that is methylene, double bond CH single bond, then imine, double bond N, then phosphorus P, arsenic and lead, sorry, tin. Tetravalent, double bond C double bond selenium double bond, silicon, sorry. Then nitronium ion, phosphorus ion, then arsenic ion. So these are the some examples you can consider for classical bioesters groups, like they are monovalent, divalent, trivalent, and tetravalent. Okay, these are some examples. Now coming next, applications of classical bioesterism in drug design. So application of classical bioesterism in drug design. So for example, you can consider replacement of monovalent atom. Example is 5-fluorouracil. Say uracil. See here, there is a fluorine here, there is a hydrogen. Remaining structure, everything is same. When there is hydrogen, it is called as uracil. This hydrogen, if replaced by fluorine, fluorine and hydrogen are both are monovalent. Both are monovalent, right? Therefore, easily they can be substituted. So uracil become 5-fluorouracil. So it is called as monovalent isotopic replacement. Where application of 5-fluorouracil, you know, it is used as anti-cancer. Okay. The changes induced by the application of bioisosterism, the design of bioesters introduces structural changes that can be beneficial or not beneficial depending on the context. The size, shape, and electron distribution, polarizability, dipole, polarity, and lipophilicity (mpKa). There will be increase in the contemporary practice of medicinal chemistry. Therefore, what happens here? The development and application of bioesters have been adopted as a fundamental tactical approach useful to address number of aspects associated with the design and development of drug candidate. By doing that, you can come with improved potency. Then also the selectivity can be enhanced. Even you can alter the physical properties like reducing or redirecting metabolism, eliminating or modifying toxicophores, acquiring novel intellectual property for the molecule. Okay. Then coming next, carboxylic acid isosters. Isosters of carboxylic acid have been studied extensively. These studies have typically focused on enhancing potency, reducing polarity, increasing lipophilicity, and by improve membrane permeability, enhancing the pharmacokinetic properties, reducing the potential for toxicity. Then if you take example, carboxylic acid isosters, and in this case example, that COH isosters in angiotensin 2 receptor antagonist. The angiotensin 2 receptor antagonist provide instructive insight into carboxylic acid isosters design, since binding affinity to receptor in a series of biphenyl acids is quite sensitive to the identity of the acidic element. See, for example, when you look at this compound, where the R is nothing but a COH, and this COH, if replace that acidic carboxylic acid group, if you replace with COH replaced with, where when there is COH, it has 275 nanomoles. Its angiotensin 2 receptor antagonist activity. It has IC50 value in nanomoles with 275. When you replace this COH group with NHSO2 CF3, where IC50 value increased to 100 nanomoles, it has become more potent. Instead of that, instead of COH, even if there is a, that is a 4-membered ring, where IC50 value is 25 nanomoles, means still it become more potent. Even this COH group is replaced with tetrazole, right? The COH group on this compound replaced by tetrazole, the activity is 3 nanomoles. Are you understood what is the importance of these bioesters? Hello, dear students, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I'll repeat this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There is a R on the structure in the left side of your screen, right? With marking with pink color R. R is what here? That is a carboxylic acid, COH. When there is R COH, its IC50 value is 275 nanomoles. What is IC50? IC50 is inhibitory concentration at 50%, right? Inhibitory concentration at 50%. Okay, it has value 275. When you replace this COH group with NHSO2 CF3, where IC50 has become 100 nanomoles, means there will be improvement. There will be compound become more potent. Instead of NHSO2 CF3, you replace with 4-membered ring. The IC50 value has come 25 nanomoles. Still it is better, right? Even though instead of 4-membered ring, you replace by 5-membered ring, that is tetrazole, where its IC50 value come to 3 nanomoles. Where is 3? Where is 275? There will be tremendous difference between the activity. So compound will become more potent towards angiotensin 2 receptor antagonist property. Understood now? So here, what are the isoters? One is COH group. COH group isoter is, one is NHSO2 CS3 CF3. Another is 4-membered ring. Another is tetrazole. Right? These three are the isosteric replacement of carboxylic acid. By doing that, there will be much potent compound formation. See this example, one more, amide and ester isosters. Amide and ester isosters, because they are very much useful in preparing the prodrugs. Amidase is an enzyme in the system, and ester, because these compounds, when they are present in the amide or ester form in the system, in the biological system, that can be easily hydrolyzed with amidase and esterase. Therefore, they are very good for making alternative compounds, or you can say as a bioester replacement. Amide isoters have typically been of interest as a means of modulating polarity and bioavailability, while isoters have frequently been developed to address metabolism. I told you, metabolism issues, since esters can be rapidly cleaved in vivo, means in the system they can be easily broken down by using the esterase. And for the example, for the amide NHCO, where you can replace all this instead of NHSO2, NH trifluoromethyl, NH cyclopropyl ethyl, right? Like this, all these compounds are substance you can replace with NHCO. And another is all these 5-member rings can be replaced with OCO CS3 esterase. So therefore, easily they can undergo metabolism. Then coming next, phenyl ring bioesters. Phenyl ring esters. Phenyl ring can often be replaced by a heteroatom, especially heteroaromatic ring or a saturated ring, which may improve efficacy, lipophilicity, and specific binding also. Because phenyl ring, that is benzene ring, one of the planar structure. Therefore, you can better expect the hydrophobic interaction with protein, right? So van der Waals forces can be involved between the aromatic ring with the protein. So therefore, this is a good example. See here in this example, then substitution of CH in phenyl ring. It is published in Journal of Medicinal Chemistry 2009, 52nd volume, page number 7778. It is a compound. This is compound prepared by Bristol Myers Squibb. The introduction of pyridine ring was proved systematically with the objective of reducing metabolism of the phenyl ring and toxicity of the metabolites. And therefore here, see this, just to example, observe. This compound will easily undergoing in vivo metabolism and forming the oxidized form of phenol, we can say. Benzene ring with OCS3 can be metabolized in vivo in the liver, forming dicarbonyl compound on the benzene ring, that is phenol. Where to avoid that, what we can do, we can replace one of the benzene ring phenolity by make it a pyridine. This pyridine ring fused with pyrrole. This pyridine ring fused with pyrrole, where there will be increase in the water solubility, and also there will be decrease in the toxicity. So whatever the toxicity was producing here, it can be reduced, right, by just replacing benzene ring by pyridine ring, where it is in S3 in 2009, where this compound, the first one, this compound is toxophoric, means it is a toxic metabolite. It is a toxic metabolite, where instead of benzene, by producing the pyridine, where inside system it will undergo metabolism and non-toxic amount. It is a non-toxic to the system. Therefore, it is better. That's what I told you there will be increase in the water solubility, and also there will be decrease in the toxicity. Okay. So it is compound developed by Bristol Myers Squibb in the year of 2009. That's what I can say. So phenyl ring can be used as a isoters. One more example, you can say cyclopropane as a phenyl isoters. Cyclopropane was explored as mimetic of the phenyl ring in an effort to identify compounds with reduced molecular weight and lower lipophilicity. Right? Where in this first example, where in the first example, if you see there, its chi value is 0.3 nanomoles and log P is 5.94. Means log P is more, 5.94. As the log P is more, there is a chance of increasing compound to nervous, that is brain is higher. Therefore, you can expect definitely more side effects. So to reduce that, you can improve the chi value also. What I've done, one of the aromatic ring, that is benzene ring, replaced with cyclopropyl. One of the benzene ring replaced with the cyclopropyl, where there is tremendous increase in activity by its chi values 0.035, almost 100 times more active. 0.035 nanomoles, where log also reduced, means you can reduce the toxicity 4.99. That way you can say phenyl ring can be used as a isosterase. And how are bioesters used in practice? See, this is what just a brief information about bioesters, and it is used for enumerate library and calculate predictions. You can predict the calculation, you can predict the activity by calculating, then prioritize compounds, and it is used to synthesize and testing. You can make use of synthesis more affordable and easy to use, easy to synthesize, and you can analyze the data very easily, right? So from this bioesters you can create the virtual library. You can create the virtual library. So in summary, these bioesters are used. They have inspired medicinal chemists for almost 80 years and fostering creativity towards solving a range of problems in drug design, including understanding and optimizing drugs, and also target interactions can be easily identified and improved its specificity, improving drug permeability, reducing or redirecting metabolism, and avoiding toxicity. As an established and powerful concept in medicinal chemistry, the application of bioesters will continue to play an important role in the drug discovery. Therefore, isosterism can also contribute to the productivity application in design and optimization of catalyst on organisms, right? And it has taken a lot of time to change the drug design. It is a platform where you can change the drug to newer drug. Okay, this is about bioesterism. Coming just I'll end with this is one slide I sent you, and that notes I'll send you again. Just to go through. Another one slide is there. Just I will share with you. Free-version approach. Free-version approach is the method. It is used for biological activity of the parent structure is measured and compared with the activity of analogs bearing different substituents. And there will be generation of equation. It is derived relating to biological activity with the presence or absence of previous substituents. For this, you don't require any substitution. Xn is an indicator variable which is given the value 0 or 1 depending on whether the substituent is present or not, right? The contribution of each substituents to activity is determined by the value of Kn. In this equation, Z is a constant representing the overall activity of the structure studied. And free version approaches advantages: no need of physical chemical constant or tables. Useful for structures with unusual substituents. That is an advantage. Where in case of hands and other, we require substituents, they are in the homologous series. Useful for quantifying the biological effects of molecular features that cannot be quantified or tabulated by Hand's method. Disadvantage: a large number of analogs need to be synthesized to represent each different substituent and each different position of substituent, where data set requirement is more. It is difficult to rationalize why specific substituents are good or bad for activity. The effects of different substituents may not be additive. and there may be chance of intramolecular interactions. Then free Wilson or Hans approach, 5 minutes. It is possible to use the indicator variables as part of a Hans equation. Right? Case studies don't require. Until that, prepare properly. And remaining slides, please ignore it. So I'll repeat one another 5 minutes. So what I sent you, that PDF file, QSAR, just to go through that. If you have any doubts, please get back to me or tell me. I'll. I think we got all my mail ID. Okay. We stop here. So I'm finishing this QSR study. In the next class, we'll start with another chapter. Okay. Do you have any doubts here? Hello? Hello?
No, sir.
Do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Right? So please go through.
Yes, sir.
That biochemistry is very important for understanding the medicine chemistry in third year. Right? Useful. I think especially containing the nomenclature organic compounds. Okay. Please, if you have any doubts, contact me by mail or phone. I'll reply to your mail. Okay. Okay. See you next class.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.